After our short about an impossible day, many of you asked for the full investigation. Ancient texts from different civilizations describe something unusual. A day so long, it shouldn't exist. And these records appear in cultures separated by oceans. Mediterranean historical traditions occasionally reference unusual daylight duration. Descriptions differ, but the impression repeats. Daylight lingering longer than expected. Chinese chronicles contain detailed sky observations. Some mention unusual solar behavior, not identical descriptions, but intriguing similarities. Across the Pacific, oral traditions later recorded by historians also describe unusual daylight experiences. Symbolic language, persistent themes, different continents, different cultures. Yet one recurring idea. A day that didn't behave normally. And that raises questions. If multiple civilizations noticed something unusual, science should find traces. Astronomy, atmospheric science, historical chronology. All have tried. None fully agree. Astronomers can reconstruct ancient skies, carefully. Solar paths, planetary motion, seasonal cycles, rare alignments do exist, but none yet perfectly explain every historical account. Atmospheric particles can scatter light, subtly. Volcanic dust. High-altitude aerosols. Twilight can appear, extended, enough to surprise observers. Calendar systems evolved, differently. Adjustments happened, repeatedly. Timelines shifted, sometimes. Comparing civilizations is rarely straightforward. Explanations exist, plausible ones, but certainty remains elusive, and the question deepens. Our short suggested an impossible day, a day that seemed longer than expected. So what exactly did ancient records describe? Not time-stopping, but daylight behaving in ways observers didn't expect. And they wrote it down. Chinese historical chronicles contain careful sky observations. Some references describe unusual solar visibility, extended daylight impressions. Not identical accounts, but enough to draw attention. Mediterranean historical traditions occasionally reference unusual daylight duration. Descriptions are indirect, but recurring, a day remembered as unusually long. Across the ocean, oral traditions later recorded by historians also mention unusual daylight experiences. Symbolic language, persistent memory. Science later explored possible explanations. Atmospheric effects, astronomical alignments, calendar interpretation. None fully confirmed, none fully dismissed. Ancient observers didn't claim time stopped. They described what they experienced. Unusual daylight, unexpected solar behavior. And sometimes history preserves questions better than answers. So coincidence, lost documentation, or something still not fully understood? That question remains open.